Welcome to SPNHL Talk Conference Finals. Final four in the house. Got some GMs on here looking to take their teams to the promised land, into the finals, get themselves a cup.
Anaheim.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Joined, as always, by Bliss. What's up, Bliss?
Good day, good day.
Got a few guests on here as well. The GM of the Anaheim Ducks. What's up, Reaper?
What up, buddy?
What up, what up? Got your partner in crime with you, too. What's up, Kid Money?
What's good?
What's good? He's on the road, folks, as always, keeping it moving. And then we have the GM of the incredible run in the playoffs, Mr. Red Concept Vegas Knights. What's up, Red?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Congrats on getting it this far, man. I definitely did not peg you guys to even be in the playoffs, let alone be staring down 4 games away from making the finals, man. Great job this season.
I appreciate that.
Definitely, I would say GM of the year with the moves and everything you've done with your squad. Great job getting to where you got.
Nah, my guys made it easy on me.
So here we are, fellas. Final four. Obviously, we'll do a little recap. Anaheim, Reap, you guys are playing incredible. Obviously dismantled Arizona, which everyone's seen and called. But the San Jose series, you guys just have your foot on the throttle right now. Tell me a little bit about that series.
To be honest with you, we expected a bigger fight against them. We knew Arizona was, the rebuild, whatever you want to call it. They put up a better fight than the Sharks, and that's not trying to diss anybody, but we had a little bit of a harder time against Arizona, because I think the biggest thing with that is that we took them too lightly. I think we took them too lightly, and it almost, until we realized that they were there to play. So we just kept that mentality through. Like the next game when we knew we had the Sharks, we weren't going to stop. We weren't even going to give them a chance. We just wanted to go out firing at them.
No, that was definitely a great strategy. You guys definitely put it on them, and I agree with you, man. Like I thought they would give you a little bit of a challenge than what is showed, and you guys handled them greatly. And also joining in late, Mr. Jay Scott, GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins. What's up, Jay?
Yo, what up? The team that eats what matters over here in Pittsburgh. So what do you guys want to talk about first? All my trades before the deadline, or what?
We're right now. We're just reviewing how Reap and Kid Money and the Anaheim Ducks dismantled San Jose so easily in their second round matchup.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised to see that myself. I know he's got himself a solid roster there. I think the most important victory of the last round, though, was obviously Pittsburgh and Boston. I don't know about you guys.
Definitely, that's one. But I think the Vegas 4-1 over Colorado is a bigger.
Yeah, that is pretty big. That sweep was pretty big. I can't lie. I can't take that away from you guys. That's for sure.
Colorado went the opposite way because they didn't want to face us, and they ended up getting beat by Vegas.
So leading into that, Red and Plisk, you guys' what happened? Like, what happened? I'm still in shock.
We just played well as a team. I mean, we played smart. We had a few mistakes, but everybody picked up each other's slack, and chemistry is huge.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said the other week, we know who's playing great, and the ones who aren't are playing their games and ducking out and letting the other guys take their job, get the job done. So it's not not very hard to find chemistry right now for us.
So, Jay, looking over in the West right now, that's where we're at. What do you see the Vegas and Anaheim matchup looking like?
I'm leaning towards Vegas and maybe 6 games.
Why?
I think they're a little more well-rounded. They have a more well-rounded roster, in my opinion. A little more depth.
I'm obviously going to lean the other way. I've been all Anaheim'd up. I'm not switching it now. They probably outside of Colorado been the best team all season. Defensively, offensively with Seguin taking a little more of the pressure off of Kidd and Reap, just giving them that extra option. And at this point, I think it's just with Anaheim in that matchup against Vegas.
I just like the goaltending on the other side. I like the goaltending on the opposite side. Well, I think goalies can take the way.
It looks like he just fucked you over there, Reap, because he gave you the kiss of death.
Hey, I've actually
we already knew we were the underdogs going in, bro.
You guys during the season have played to a 2-2 matchup, so obviously and I always take that when I say the matchup during the regular season because it's availability. What were the lines? Were the same guys still on this team? Like everything's changed come playoffs. But I mean, Vegas went 4-1 versus Los Angeles, goes 4-1 versus Colorado. Anaheim on the other side, 4-0, 4-0. And now, you two guys are meeting up, and it's just it's hard after playing both your squads. I just see Anaheim just slightly a bit better defensively. And goaltending wise, I mean, it's been a switch every time we've played them, and it's been more the defense than the goaltending in that aspect. So I'm even though great goaltending can win a game, I don't know if it can win an entire series. And even then, I still feel Anaheim has more firepower.
And Boston. Ask anybody on Boston how Pittsburgh won that last series. Ask anybody on Boston about Westside. Ask them about that wall of a defense we got back there.
So then let's switch to that, Jay. You're all pumped up. You wanna talk about your great team. So what brought Pittsburgh to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Well, to be honest, we were having some internal issues there towards the end of the season. Our trade deadline is honestly where we turned into a whole new caliber of a roster. Nobody really played us, and it saw Wally and Ajax play together. As soon as Wally and Ajax stepped on the ice and we had Westside and net, we've looked like a completely different roster. Yeah, we lost Burst, but honestly, we've been able to fill the gap with average offense. And yes, I say average, but our defense and fucking goaltending have been unreal. And that's
now, is that with playing your full roster?
Oh, yeah, that's been – I mean, we've been moving in and out forward, any forward on the line, and they've been producing.
Red and Plisk, what is your thoughts on the Pittsburgh-Boston matchup from last round?
I gave Boston the win, I think, in 6-5. Well, I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, in a minute.
Yeah, the goaltending is a big thing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to come to 7 games in that series. I knew on defense with Ajax and Wally. I've played for a while with Wally now, and I know he's a really good D-man. And obviously, like Jay Scott said, they've been relying on their D and their goaltending more so than their offense. And Boston.
I think that here in this next series, our offense is going to be able to really open up now that our defense has shown that they can handle it all.
The matchup that I had with Washington, we opened up losing game 1 and then won the next 4. But the toughest 2 games were the last 2 games against Kamikaze. I mean, the guy faced 50 shots and only gave up a total of 3 goals on 50 shots, and we ended up winning both those games. Literally, they shelled it up, gave up time of possession and offense to try to just win it on Kamikaze, and you got to have a little bit of offense and score a goal here and there, and they then go into that shell. And I think they just went all shell first, but it was a tough matchup. We definitely were surprised with what Pittsburgh and Boston series ended up being, but in the same respect, like, you know, we have the utmost respect for what.
I don't think anybody realizes how hard Boston really put that. They were putting some serious pressure on us. Boston came to play, man.
I mean, they've been scoring. They were one of the top scoring teams all season. So for you guys to shut them down, it's a great.
How many goals did we hold them to?
I did not know. I can check that now. But
how many goals on the season did they have?
On the season, I don't know for this. I know they were in the top 3.
Here, I'll tell you in a second. Boston had.
And that's what's cool about my team over here in Pittsburgh. I mean, like I said, I can slot anybody on the ice. I mean, when you've got Snake Plissken as a backup defenseman and you've got Robbie as a backup defenseman, you can't go wrong.
169 goals for.
169
goals for. I don't think
a total of 9. 9 goals.
Yeah,
9 goals. But they only gave up 13.
Yeah, but like I told my team going into that series, it was going to be a low-scoring event. Defense was going to be what won that series. You got to remember, they got a veteran GM, too. I've been to the Cup 3 times. Well, I've been to the Cup 6 or so times. I've won it myself 2 or 3.
So, Reap, what is your thoughts on the Philadelphia and Pittsburgh matchup?
I've played both teams. The harder the 2 teams we found, I'd have to say would be Philly. Philly plays a lot of game like us, very defensive. We forecheck hard. We also backcheck hard, and we also try to help their goalie out as much as possible. I haven't seen much of the Pittsburgh series. I've just heard about it. But I think Philly will win that probably.
Just out of curiosity, what is it you heard? Was it West Side? Is that a thing you heard?
Well, from my personal opinion, I've seen the games, and when it comes to Philly, when it comes to the trap, if you try to go through the neutral zone, you're going to have a very hard time going through that neutral zone, trying to get in.
Yeah.
It's very, very tough, especially in the playoffs. So if I go strictly speaking on statistics, I would say, like I even, I wrote it, Pittsburgh had a bit of trouble on the offensive side. You guys didn't have the greatest of numbers, so I think it was more team play, team defense that got you guys through. But against Philly, you guys are going to have to score against these guys. You guys are going to have to go in hard to the net, pucks on net.
Yeah, but you would say the same thing against Boston. You would have thought that we would have had to score 25 goals that series.
That's it, exactly. And that's why you guys have been the underdogs the whole time, and you guys keep proving people wrong, and you might do it again. But if we're, like I said, to reiterate, if I'm speaking statistically speaking on paper,
yeah,
and playing against them, you guys are going to have to put up more points if you're going to be the Flyers. That's all I'm going to say. But not saying you guys can't do that, but that's what you will have to do in order to beat them, especially in a 7-game, best of 7 series.
We've done it to 2 teams already. We look forward to doing it again.
That's the spirit.
Plisk, what's your thoughts on the Philly-Boston matchup?
I think if their goaltending can stay at the caliber it's at, the forwards are going to get a little more ballsy, and it's going to be heavily in Pittsburgh's favor.
What about you, Red?
I think that's probably going to be Philly in 7.
What's the season series between you two?
2-1. Philly's up 2-1 in the season series, but I don't think we played them after he made his changes.
Yeah, it's a whole different team, though.
So So like I said, 2-1 during the season, but we didn't play them when he acquired West and Ajax. And if we did, I don't I don't remember the outcome, to be honest. This regular season to me is a blur. I don't.
We got another really good player out of that trade too. We had Rick Rage added to the roster as well.
Rick Rage.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at anywhere on our roster. You look these guys up. They're solid players anywhere you look, any league you look.
I don't think Jay. You're talking your guys up, and I don't think it's a question of talent on the roster, man. It's just your style of play. Will it compute from the last 2 rounds to beat Philadelphia? And obviously, you're feeling it can. I mean,
I think you're going to see the Jay Scott from 2 or 3 seasons ago when I was putting up around 150 points a season.
And that's going to be amazing. And I look forward to having to face that Jay Scott in this series.
And I faced that confident.
And I faced that Jay Scott a couple times in the West, I believe, and I came up victorious then, and I'm feeling victorious this match too, buddy. Not to be honest.
I'm looking forward to the rematch. I'm looking forward to the rematch. That's for sure.
This is definitely not unfamiliar territory. Cuban versus Jay Scott, and I'm pretty sure that I've knew when I became a GM, if I was going to play in the West, I had to beat the best, and that was you. And I've had my fair share of victories against you, buddy. And I look forward to hopefully continuing my winning streak against you in the conference finals.
Yeah, if you can definitely take me down this season, this is one of my legacy franchise seasons. That's for sure.
I think you've had better teams than what you're icing now, and I totally hope that.
Offensively, yes. Defensively, maybe not.
And again, I disagree with that. I think your last cup win was probably your best defensive team you had, with one of the best goalies that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can't deny that. That's for sure. I mean, I've got some solid rosters down in the past. That's for sure.
Hey, man,
I've had some serious
upsets. Your resume.
Talk about upsets, though, man. Reaper's the guy, and Chomper's the guy, man. Those guys have beaten me about 4 or 5 times in the cup alone.
Well, I know Chomper's legacy through SP. Not most of these new guys don't know about Chomper, but Bliss, myself, you. I don't know if Kid knows.
I had the option of re-signing that guy, and I let him become a GM, and it bit me in the ass 3 seasons in a row.
I literally follow that man's legacy. I try to.
I'm still waiting for the return.
Yeah, as am I, because that ultimately will be the biggest target I'd be chasing every single season. So
I think we might see a lot of returns in 19.
Let me start off by going down the line here. Reap, your matchup versus Vegas. What do you see it playing out as?
It's going to be a really tight series. I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth. And yeah, if we continue going the way we're going, because at the beginning of the season, we were a little rough. The chem was, not really there with me. Well, me and Kay, we've always had that chem, but adding Sagan, we had to build that chem with him. And it started to kind of go, but then it was up and down. But then right towards the end of the season, that's when we just finally started to click. We started knowing where each other were going to be on the ice. We knew, he ended up fitting in with Kid and I really well. Like with Kid and I, I know where Kid's going to be. He knows where I'm going to be on the ice. And now Sagan's part of that too. Like he knows where Kid's going to be, and he knows where I'm going to be. So we've been on fire ever since. So I think if we can continue doing what we do, and we come out flying, I think we could beat Vegas, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy like the last 2 ones we've had. I'd be very shocked if we do end up sweeping them, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think it's going to probably go to at least 6 or 7.
So what's your final prediction? Anaheim in?
If it were up to me, it'd be Anaheim in 4, but we know that's not the case. I'm hoping Anaheim in at least 6, if not 5. I'm hoping. I don't want to go to a Game 7. I hate Game 7s.
All right, Jay, what's your thoughts and input on the Anaheim and Vegas matchup?
I think it's going to be a better offense for Anaheim. They've got, in my opinion, better chemistry up front. I think that Vegas is going to have to play some really good defense. I've said Vegas earlier, but I mean, the series could lean either way. I'm still going to stick with Vegas due to goaltending if their defense can really keep in front of them. But if Reaper and Kid and the squad gets going, I predict another conference final championship for Reaper.
All right, Bliss, what's your thoughts on your matchup versus Anaheim?
We played them a lot. We've played them to the bone every game, so we know what to expect. We know their style. It's not going to be easy. They got a lot of play styles that are difficult to defend against, but I think we can still do it. I think we can stay on course, do exactly what we've been doing. We haven't had any issues. Everyone's doing exactly what they're supposed to do right now, and as long as that keeps happening, I don't see any issue or reason why we can't take them in 6.
Red?
I say 6 because I think we can do it better. I think we can do it quicker than that. But I'm saying 6 because just from playing the games we have played, it gets, like I said, it's very hard to defend against, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and I think it's going to happen at least twice.
Red, what do you got?
It's going to be a really close series. Obviously, they've got a lot of offensive firepower. Their defense, I don't think, is as good as most may think. They rely heavily on their offense. I'm not taking away. They've got some good defensive players. I'm not going to take that away. But defensively, we've been doing really well in the series. Obviously, taking down Colorado. Our offense is clicking a lot more than most would give us credit for. I know Jay Scott said he doesn't think the chemistry is there, but I would tend to disagree with that. Prodigy, Redbeard, Stoner, Rocket Race all up front have been great for us.
Why'd you go do that for?
And I think that we can take out in 6. I think we'll take it in 6.
Kid had stepped off, so I would ask him, Reap, but he's not here. And to reiterate from what I had said earlier, I'm still sticking with Anaheim. I think it's gonna go 6. Like Reap said, it would be nice to see a sweep, but that's let's be realistic. This Vegas team isn't Anaheim or not Anaheim. I mean Arizona or San Jose. They will definitely challenge Anaheim way more than they've been challenged.
Yeah, but like Bliss said, we know their too just as much as they know ours. We know that Stoner Boy likes to sit in front all games. We know that Prodigy is the wraparound king, so we're ready. We'll be waiting, and we know them just as well as they know us. I think it's going to be a hell of a series. So
hey, there he is.
Sorry, guys, I got disconnected there.
No, it's all right, buddy. I was just asking everyone's opinion about your matchup versus Vegas. So now that you joined in right on time, on cue, what is your feelings on your matchup versus Vegas?
Well, first I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Dugger Duggerson. Shout out to my boy Benners in that San Jose series. Shout out to my boy Benners. I think Vegas is a great team because I feel that the reason they've been winning is because they have the package, right? They've got the forwards, they got the defense, and everyone knows they have the goaltending. So I think it's going to be a matchmaking game, and it's going to be who's ready to play that night. Whoever's not ready to play and whoever makes the most mistakes is going to lose the game. So I think it's just us making the least amount of mistakes as possible and trying to get them to make mistakes. I can't give you a prediction, obviously, of what the is going to be. I just think it's going to be close.
I agree with that 100% too. But again, it's you guys have been playing against each other more than me and Pittsburgh had played, and you guys know each other's styles So I really look forward to seeing who comes out on top, and I wish you guys the best of luck in your matchup tomorrow night. So hopefully you guys sleep well tonight and get some rest, and you guys are ready for tomorrow night.
Yeah,
underdogs are coming, buddy.
You know, going to go shoot some pucks there on the ice now and wait for these guys to find Anaheim tomorrow. You're coming to the Honda Center, baby. It's loud in the Honda Center, baby. Loud and proud. Let's go.
Well, Jay looks like he had either disconnected or stepped away. So I'll start with you, Reap. Pittsburgh, Philly. What's your prediction?
I want to say Philly in 4, but I'll give it Philly in 6.
Bliss.
Like I said, if Pittsburgh's goaltending stays the same, I'm giving it to them in 6.
Kid Money.
It's going to be Philly in 7.
I seen you post that on Discord too.
Yeah.
Red, what are you thinking?
I think it's going to go to 7. Like Bliss said, if the goaltending for Pittsburgh can stand up, I think Pittsburgh can sneak out a win, but I think Philly can take advantage of the goaltending too. So,
of course I'm going to be biased and take my team. I know. I'll be honest. Washington was a very tough series for us. We were off a whole week. Golf clubs were still gripping my hand instead of the hockey stick, so my first game was a little rusty. But the team clicked over pretty quick, and honestly, the play style since Pittsburgh switched their roster, I don't know what to expect. With Washington, I knew what to expect and just had to tweak the lines after game 1 a little bit to conform to what they were doing. But in Pittsburgh, hopefully I can figure it out, because with the roster that I have, I have 3 lines with 3 different styles, and depending on what we get tossed against is what lineup I'll push first. Right now I have it set up with Hardy and Flynn taking a majority of the series, and then Smitty getting some action in game 1, and then Navy's availability pushes them out a little bit. So, but at the end of the day, hopefully we'll see what I need. Like, hopefully we don't have to switch it up too much, and we can stay with what's been working and what's chemistry. But if I have to, I'll be ready to switch it up, and all the guys have been on board. But I think we're looking forward for the battle. I mean, we did face Kamikaze, who was lights out, and we look forward to facing West, Ajax, and Wally. And then the challenge of Jay and his 150-point seasons upon us. Me and Choku will surely be ready. So I say Philly in 6. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jay would pretty much say his team in 5. So with that all being said, gentlemen, I have nothing left. I mean, it's been a long season, and we're just about to turn the corner. Plisk, next week, awards?
Yes, next week the awards will be ready for the next show.
Awards next show. The final 2 GMs and any guys from their team available will also be welcome to be on the show. So Red and Reap, Kid, if you guys are available next week, the winner is more than happy to join SPNHL Talk for the final preview.
The final showdown.
Yeah, final showdown. And then, of course, I know Jay will be chomping at the bit to be on. So I'm sure him and his guys will be available. If not for LG, they'll be on. So I thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for your input, Kid. Great write-up, by the way.
Yeah, it was a really good write-up.
Thank you.
So as always, guys, be kind to each other on and off the ice. Virtual hockey players' lives matter.
Peace.
Anaheim.